Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Solana has reacted yesterday to our micro support area, actually not micro support, to the larger support area, and specifically here to the 23.6 retracement. And we've seen a bounce, we've even seen a first break above the trend line. I think actually it might be quite likely that we get another test of another micro support zone before we really break out, if we break out, and that we might fall back below the trend line. We're going to take a look at that in a minute. I wanted to start by taking a quick look at the bigger picture just to get everybody on the same page. Don't want to spend much time on the long-term chart, but just to get everybody again on the same page, and the price is currently reacting perfectly to the parameters discussed in previous updates. By the way, let me shift this a little bit. Actually, no, I need to shift it back. 1 second. Otherwise, it's different from the short-term chart, which we don't want. So, what did I show you? We talked about, okay, we are likely in a wave 5. I mean, that's the current thesis to the upside. 360, 370, 380, next upside milestone targets overall, medium term, yeah. In the very short term, we are in this possible wave 4 correction, which could be complete after a 3-wave pullback, but I would prefer a wider wave 4, as shown here. A wave, B wave, and I see the current bounce at the moment as potential B wave, with a C wave down to come, possibly testing the lower boundary line of the trend channel, and it would just look good, this wave 4, compared to the wave 2. Please note that I also highlighted that obviously this Fibonacci support zone can offer support, and if you want to, you can look for positions there. The B wave bounce happened exactly at the top of that support zone. And also, we talked about this center line in the trend channel, which could also act as support because it did that before here as support, then resistance, resistance, support again mid-November and again. So the price is respecting currently those parameters, which means preferred would be that we move up in wave 5 towards 360 to 380 in the coming weeks and months. But in the short term, we might see a more extended wave 4 correction before we continue with the move up. If the market offers that pullback, it could actually be an opportunity. But please note, it might just be more of a sideways correction because it's a wave 4 and the wave 2 was quite sharp. So the wave 4 might be sideways. Now let's take a look at the smaller time frame. As I said, I see this as a potential B wave at the moment. The price reacted to support. I don't think we need the blue zone anymore, but that's one reason why I'm not convinced that the overall wave 4 correction is complete, because while we had a move down complete, like an A, B, C, it might not be all of wave 4, given that it didn't even reach the 100% extension of the initial A wave down, so it's quite a weak correction. And it only reached the 23.6 retracement, and again, for a wave 4 of that wave degree, compared to the wave 2 I just showed you on the daily chart, it is also quite weak. So preferred would be A, B, C. Surely something more bullish is possible, but that would need to be proven. But you can, the current structure I'm showing here captures both of these scenarios actually, because we have a bounce which is not clearly part of that decline. So it might be something different, might be part of that larger wave 4. And we have a potential 5-wave move up on the smaller time frame in what I'm labeling as wave A. Okay, it might form one more high in that A wave, but it could already be called complete. For a B wave pullback, the support area is between 220 and 231. It could also be a 1-2 setup. Again, that is more bullish. But both wave 2 and wave B on the micro level here share the same support area, which means in very simple terms, we might test that support area. We might break back below the trend line, but test support between 231 and 220. And in the short term, it could be a wave 2 pullback or a B wave, and both share the same support area. So if anybody wants to use that, you've got some levels to measure your risk, but below 220, it becomes much more likely that we are just extending down and that this is morphing into a more complex correction directly, or maybe even wave B finish, right? But it would be a very weak B wave. Yeah, but overall, I think we can give it the chance to move higher, but please note it might Solana might dip a little bit into the orange micro support area there before attempting another move up. At the moment, we seem to be in some kind of a consolidation there, testing the trend line from above. So it's worth watching for upside continuation. Maybe even one more high, okay, in just short term for a larger bounce. So that means a local low is likely in place. To keep the upside pressure alive short term, we need to hold above 220. That's the update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.